Satnam Aloha. So the sun has been in the 46th gate. And it's really the gate of the body, or the love of the body. So you'll notice that it comes off the G center. This is the center just below the throat. So this center rules our direction in life and our potential to love. So if you look at your chart, and you can get your free chart by clicking the link in the information box below. So if this center is open for you, it means it's not colored in. That means it's undefined. And if it's colored in, that means that it's defined. So let's quickly go over what this means for you. Now, 43% of the population have an open G center, and 57% have a defined G center. You can see here the open G center, 43% of the population, and this rules love and direction. So the phantom self, this is the self that's not you. It's not authentic to you. This is where you're conditioned. So to determine if you're in your phantom self or not is watching your mind, the thoughts of your mind, and also your behavior, becoming the observer of yourself. And these are signs that you're not living as yourself with an open G. Remember, we live in shadow frequency, so we're being pulled to not be ourself, to be our phantom self rather than our authentic self. So trying too hard to find love and direction, searching for an identity, always looking for your right place. Where am I supposed to be in terms of my work, place of living, etc. Feeling lost and trying to figure it all out. Getting lost in who, right? In who or what you've merged with. So in relationship or communities, things like that, getting lost, losing your identity basically, and trying to find and hold on to love, and taking on this false identity or phantom self to please another person, worrying about not being in control of your life, and trying to latch onto things and people to give you a false sense of security. All signs that you're not being yourself. So let's go to the closed. So if it's colored in for you, this is 57% of the population. So when you're operating correctly, you have a consistent and fixed direction and identity. So for example, I have a defined G center, which means I'm the same person, I'm the same person wherever I am. I could be in a Hell's Angels bar or I could be in the temple. I'm going to be the same, right? I'm consistent. So now if you have an open G center, you're more of a chameleon. And that's actually healthy for you with an open G center. You're not here to be consistent, right, in terms of your roles that you play. So there's gifts in each one, right? And there's nothing wrong with your design. It's perfect for you. So when you're authentic self with a closed G center, you become a source of love and direction for others, especially the people with an undefined G center. I notice in my readings that I do that I attract a lot of people with an open G center, which makes sense. Having a reliable sense of self and knowing what you can give or not give. Having a defined way of offering love and not clinging to love coming from another person. And knowing where and how you want to make progress and having a sense of your soul, purpose in life. So these are all signs this is a healthy, defined G center person. So this transit affects both if you've got a defined or an undefined G center. So we'll get into that. So with this gate, with the 46, and especially with this G center, as souls, we experience life through this body or this vehicle. And the G center is where the magnetic monopole lives. Now take note that it's called monopole. That means it attracts and it doesn't repel. So this is what's called the driver, and it keeps us in the illusion of separation in the Maya. And it lives in the second gate right now, and it's in the planet of Uranus, and it's going to be there until 2023. And actually, my next video that I'm going to do next week will talk about this Uranus transit in the second gate. Okay, because actually next week, the channel of the beat, the 214, is going to make a connection. It's going to be defined. So this transit will give us more information about the direction as a humanity in these next years leading up to 2027. Right? So my next video is going to be all about the crazy driver called Uranus. Okay, so stay tuned for that. So let's get back to now in the 46. This is the love of your vehicle, the love of your body, and not from a narcissistic vanity, perspective. This is a deep love of self. And it's part of the channel of discovery. And you may have this channel yourself, or you have the 29. So this transit is making a connection for you. So this is really about our human experiences, which we go through in cycles. So we move through cycles of 7 years, and these are cycles of consciousness. So these 0 to 7 years that I talk about in my videos, they're crucial, right? And so if you are unaware, right, those first 7 years, this is where our emotional patterns get laid down, and then they repeat over and over and over. So every 7 years. And if you track them, like reflect on your life, it's quite amazing, right? So for example, maybe your mother or your father got divorced when you were 2. Well, at 16 years old, your best friend moved somewhere else, right? It's an echo of that, what happened to you when you were 2. At 23 years old, maybe your high school sweetheart leaves you for another woman, right? An echo of when you were 2. And these patterns get repeated over and over and over and over again. So this is a lot about what my inner child program is about. It's like breaking free of these emotional patterns so you're not repeating them over and over and over. It actually goes to the root, right? The root of the cause, because the cause is from the 0 to 7. And the effect is what you're seeing and experiencing on the external. So right now, I mean, the collective of humanity is in a 7-year pattern that began in 2020, and it will end or land, I want to say, in 2027. So I did a 6-hour webinar series on the year 2027, which is a very pivotal year for humanity. So check that out if you haven't already. So what does the channel of discovery say? Well, it says that while we're in the middle of an experience, we're not going to have the answers, right? The insights will only come after we're finished. Have you experienced that in your life? It's like, oh, while you're in it, it's like, what's going on? I don't know why I'm experiencing this. Like, why is this happening? And then you're out of the experience, and then you can reflect back in 2020 hindsight, right? Like, oh, that's why this happened. That's why that happened. So the insights come after we're finished the experience. So whatever experience you're in right now, say, right, is facing some unknown future, something unknown that's uncertain to you. It's about saying yes to it, right? It's about committing to the experience and saying yes to it. So 46, this gate, it's the shadow of seriousness. Seriousness. So one of the characteristics of the ego is seriousness. So I have to be serious about this situation. This is what the ego tells you. You've got to be serious about this. You need to take this seriously because, right, I'm in control. All rests with me. I'm alone. I've got to do it all myself. This is what the ego tells you. And beliefs like that, like, of course you're going to be serious, right? So think of a narcissist. What do they demand from others? It's to be taken seriously, isn't that right? So the worst thing for a narcissist or anyone identified with their ego is to be laughed at, right? That's the kryptonite for the ego. The ego hates to be laughed at. And what is the gift here of the 46? Of seriousness to delight. There's laughter in the word delight. There's light in the word delight. So seriousness in the body, right? Because 46 is the gate of love of the body. So how does that work? Seriousness in the body. Well, what is life? Life is the body, right? How else can you experience life? You can't really experience life through your mind because you're one removed from life. What about your soul? Can you experience life with your soul? No, you can't experience life through your soul. So you need the body to experience the five senses: the warm tropical wind on your face, the taste of chocolate, the smell of freshly brewed coffee, the sound of rain, the sight of a sunset. You can't experience that with your mind or your soul. You need the body, the senses. And they say, the ancients even say, that the angels are jealous of humans because we have a body. We have a physical body, we've got a vehicle, and they don't. So this seriousness, or sourpuss consciousness, I call it, dissolves when you start to take delight in your physical form. Whatever shape it's in, maybe your physical form is rusting, it's got a few dents in it, doesn't run like it used to, right? But it's still yours. No one else's, it's yours. So this is about accepting your physical form, warts and all, right? And having gratitude for having a body at all, right? Having appreciation for being in physical form. So it's your body that's moving through time and space, what we call life. And your body's actually much wiser than we give it credit for. So in spiritual circles, it's all about denying the body. Religion has taught this, to deny the body, that it's actually an obstacle, right, to enlightenment. The flesh is weak. We hear that a lot. Well, these are upside down teachings. Enlightenment or awakening is actually coming more into the physical form, not going up and out, but coming down to earth, into the body, and trusting the body, what it's telling you. So being complete embodiment of truth, that's what it means. So I picked a card to represent, right, what we're not aware of at this time. And I chose the King of Pentacles. You can see here, this is abundance. And it's very appropriate because this card is all about merging the physicality with the spiritual. Zorba the Buddha, right? So this is true abundance, to have it all, right? The inner wisdom with the outer resources, the inner world and the outer world completely in balance. So I thought that was really, really interesting. So our physical bodies are the product of our ancestral line. All these patterns are in the body, and our body is a printout of our subconscious mind. So subconscious mind is the storehouse of the past, and this is our conditioning. So remember that we're going through a deprogramming process to become our authentic self. It's all about becoming your authentic self right now. And this conditioning is not just about belief patterns, right? The conditioning actually lives within our trillions of cells. It's a chemistry. So that's why they say every 7 years we get a new body. So my recorded readings let you know what your body and your brain needs to speed up this deconditioning process, because it works at the cellular level. So it's not a one size fits all, it's unique to your chart. And it's also about how you make your decisions for your vehicle type. So check that out if you haven't received a reading already. So we're meant to take delight in these physical bodies. And when we trust that our vehicles are perfect for us in our life journey, then we bring good luck into our life. You know those moments when you're just in the flow, right? You meet the perfect person at the right time, right? Things seem to just seem like magic. Life seems very, very magical. Well, that's good fortune or luck, but it comes from surrendering to life, relaxing within your body. So just take a moment now to gauge how you feel in your body right now. Are you feeling tension? Maybe you feel fear, right? To come into the body, we first have to feel what's in there. This is the cleaning house that I talk about. This is the emotional body work that I talk about. Feeling the fear, the sadness, the anger from the past. Feeling it all so that you can come to rest in this physical form, your vehicle, right? This is the inner child work. And the thing is, we need to remember that a lot of us are trying to make the mind feel safe, right? The mind's all about the past, or the past projected into the future. That's the mind. So the mind is like, oh, you're going to need lots of money for the future. So you go chasing money, or you go chasing a relationship, especially if you got that open G center, right? Is the mind here? No, the mind's above time and space. It's the body that's here, right? It's the body that's here in the present moment now. So the body feels safe when you are in it, when you're in the body in this present now moment, right? In this way, your G center can steer you in the right direction and bring love to you, bring good luck to you. So surrender to whatever the experience you're in right now, right? Everything is perfect. You have to tell yourself that everything is perfect, and let go of the seriousness. You do this by trusting your vehicle and trusting your life. You're exactly where you're supposed to be right now in this moment. Whatever experience you're going through is perfect for you in this moment for your soul's evolution. Okay, so a reminder that the Unconscious Son Father Wound 6-hour plus webinar is coming up in October, and the early bird price 25% off, that's going to end on September 26th. So be sure to sign up before then. So the relationships wounds that we have with our earthly father, and we all have them because we grew up in the Piscean age. Your father probably had a father wound too, and your grandfather, and so on and so on. Well, they affect our relationship with the divine. So say, let's use an example that your earthly father left when you were 2, right? Well, you're going to believe that the divine has abandoned you, right? So you won't be able to trust that the divine will be there for you. You see how this gets translated? And you may believe it with your conscious mind, like, no, of course, I've been on the journey for so long, I completely trust the divine. But then you've got the subconscious in your emotional body, or your inner child, that's in charge, and it's going to trump your conscious mind over and over and over again to integrate this wound, this father wound, right? So let's look at some words here. Confidence, self-respect, dignity, self-esteem, all the qualities we need right now for the challenges that are coming ahead, right? The storm that's coming. So really, it's time to let the divine come in to help you and to give you strength. Okay, so please join in with others to do this healing of the Father and your ancestors, right? So that we can embody these qualities for the Aquarian age. A little bit of update on my housing situation. Thank you so much to everyone out there that's prayed for me and Buji. That we do have a home. We're signing the lease tomorrow, and it's awesome. It's like the perfect place for us. There's a little bit of fear coming up around money because it's like triple my expenses, but I'm really just expanding and trusting, right? Trusting in the divine. And I don't know, I'm feeling really good, and I'm saying yes to this experience, right? This is my walking into the unknown. Be sure to leave your comments below, subscribe, ring the bell, and share. And you can follow me on Telegram, Instagram, Odyssey, or Facebook. And better yet, sign up for my free newsletter, okay? So that we can stay connected if these platforms go down. And that's at the top of the information box. Okay, so enjoy your day and evening. And remember, everything is there to support you. Life is there to support you. Just surrender to that. Get out of the seriousness during this transit and embrace the delight. Take a moment to delight in just being alive. Okay? So I'll see you in my next video, and remember to sign up for the Father Wound. It's going to be very, very deep, very, very impactful. I can feel it. Okay. Sat Nam Aloha.